Hello everyone, this is Cresso, and this is part 81 of the Human Journal, A Man's New Best Friend. Yeah, I had to come up with this subtitle about man's new best friend. I know the photo pretty much got you probably interested in what this probably might be, but it's going to be a short journal. I just wanted to express this, what I've been analyzing about people and their smartphones. And, you know, when I was in New York City recently, actually I travel up there, and, I take the train. Now keep in mind, I grew up in New York, and, for those that's from New York, or if you ever visited New York City, a lot of people are in the subway car, they're in their own world. Back in the days you got people with their, cassette players. If not, you got the mini system, meaning the stereo. People carry that back in the 80s. But you got your cassette players in the 90s. You got the CD player. Then stream up to the early 2000s. You got the the MP3 started to become a little popular. And then you got the not the iPhone, but the I think they call it iTunes or something like that. I forgot. And now, fast forward, now you got the smartphones, because they got everything in it. You got MP3 players in it. You got streaming internet. Now the New York subway systems, they implemented in some parts that you could go online while you're in a subway car. But for the most part, people are really not. Generally, people are not very sociable, meaning if you don't know the individual next to you, don't talk. And if you do talk, they'll look at you like you're nuts. Or if you do something very crazy or start dancing or start doing something, you'll probably get some people's attention, but then after a while, people start getting tired of that, and they say, oh, it's the same thing over and over. You got people break dancing in a subway car. You got the preacher man telling you to repent before the end of days. You got all kinds of stuff. But the thing is, people generally, in New York City in the subway, they're just in their own world. But the smartphone, I tell you this, I was looking around both ends of the car, the subway car. Just about every single individual in the train is holding a smartphone and looking at it. Everybody. I'm like, wow. I had to go and think back in the 80s. I'm like, even back then, you didn't see not many people have cassette players and stuff like that. I know I'm kind of old school in some ways, but let me just put it this way, all right? And then you got CD players in the 90s and all that. But the smartphones, it's like everybody has it. Everybody. You got app games, you got everything you need to keep your mind like steadily on that thing. Now look, I have a smartphone, okay? And yes, I listen to my music. But I put myself to the test here because, you see, I could be very sociable. Like, I could talk to somebody. There was a time I had to put myself to the test because I wanted to see if the cell phone, this smartphone I have, this little miniature computer, did I give it that much power to dictate me of how I interact with people? And I done it. I'm very capable of socializing. Yes. And a lot of people, especially, I think some people call this new generation the millennia, whatever I don't know what they call it. I don't get caught on with the stupid generation. Generation X, generation this and that, ABC. I don't get into this stupid nonsense. It's just dumb. Because honestly, not to go too far off the topic, we play this game with generations and ages and all that. And I even say myself that I'm old school, but whatever. I mean, all these things are experiences. But I just want to go on with the smartphone thing. So we use a smartphone for everything. Now, I don't want to sit here and villainize the technology. We allow in our reality for a reason. But I just wanted to say this to everybody. The point is, I don't know if anybody stopped and realized this, but I was just looking at the subway car, and I was just amazed at a lot of people staring at the phone. There's only very, very small percentage of people. I'm sorry to pick on New York City, but I'm pretty sure it's like that. Let's just say in a lot of major cities like Chicago, or other places like Boston and any other places, right? Or let's say, you're in a bus. If you take the bus, same thing. But New York City, for example, you only got a very, very small percentage of people that actually talk to themselves, talk to each other. And yeah, I used to spend time. I used to just watch people. Like there was a couple that was talking. Now, this woman, she was talking to, I assumed she could be her husband, boyfriend, friend, whatever. She's just talking to him. And I was watching this from a distance. He's not staring at her. Instead, he's staring at the phone while she's still talking to him. But he's nodding his face like, yeah, okay, I'm listening, like, da-da-da-da-da. And she just kept talking. And I was like looking at this. I was like, wow, this is interesting. And I have to put myself to the test. See, when I talk to my friend, when she talks to me, she realized that I could be on the phone. And then I had to look at myself. I was like, you know what? Let me just put this thing away. Oh, man. I just want to, this is a short journal. I just wanted to throw things out there. It's interesting where people at socially. Yeah, I was just looking at this couple. It's like, wow, she wasn't offended at all, this lady. She just kept talking to him, and the guy didn't even look at her once. He acknowledged her, but he's staring at the phone. So we have to understand a lot what exactly that, how we interacting with each other. This is something that maybe we need to pay a little attention. I uploaded a clip. Okay, I'm gonna put it in my description below, but I uploaded like a month ago. I call it spiritually asleep. Okay, and the full version of that clip, well, I'm going to put my short version of it on the description below. But yeah, I just want to mention that. Yeah, so I wanted to subtitle this journal, Man's New Best Friend. So yeah, it's like, it's everywhere. We just gotta have it around, and I mean, it's good to have communication and all that, and the technology is not evil. A lot of people might look at it as evil. It's not. It depends what you do with it. It depends what you do with it. Now, New York City is interesting in a way, because sometimes I call my friend of mine, and I have fun with the folks in New York City, because when I see the people's face expression when they're not looking at their phone, it's kind of like Mount Rushmore. They're like statues. I guess maybe since I left New York, I just I feel a little bit more laid back. A lot of folks are like Mount Rushmore. It's amazing. And I was that way too. I had a very serious face. And sometimes I still do, but I had a very serious face. Very hard to interact with people, but the phone is even more harder than ever. But damn it, that phone got to be between. When you talk to the individual, that phone is right there between. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do some clips about this. I'm going to do some clips. I'm thinking about doing a dating tips. I have not done a dating tips or even discuss about that much on my channel, but I'm going to start that soon. It's not anything to do with Valentine's Day, believe me, it's not. I don't really care less about the pagan ritual holiday that I allow my reality. It's just that I've been thinking about doing dating clips for a while, and I felt like I got some things to offer for people to, obviously it's to inspire. So, but yeah, I want to play around with this topic, and I just want everybody to stop and think about how far we carry with the smartphones. Okay, technology is not bad. I know a lot of people look at it that technology makes people stupid. I mean, if you put like I said in my last journal about false gods, if you're gonna make your smartphone as a god, and let's just say all the major carriers, they just went out and people can't use their phones. I mean, are you gonna still be be useful? Are you gonna be able to think? You understand, everybody? So I know a lot of people, there's some people I interacted with, they express to me how technology does make people stupid. It's like an evil. Not really, it's people allow it. I know sometimes people could be lazy sometimes, but other than that, no, people allow these things. It's a habit, but people have the ability to adjust. So if it's something that's keeping you behind as suggested wise, for example, interacting with each other, then something that you have to look within yourself and say, you know what, when I talk to somebody face to face, I like to have a real conversation with somebody instead of having a blasted smartphone in front of me and all that. I'm not talking to your smartphone in person, I'm talking to you. So I feel like a lot of people need to kind of like look at these things for what it is. So if you put more power into an idea, such as a smartphone, yes, I will bridge that, my last part of part 80 into this part. Yeah, you just created a false god. So there you go, everybody. All right, that's all I have to say for this part. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad I've done it. I felt like I needed to say this because I just find it hilarious just staring inside a subway car. Everybody got a smartphone. It doesn't matter what age you are. It could be someone someone that's 14 years old to someone that's 60 years old. It doesn't matter. I mean, all right, even grandma have a smartphone and looking at it. So hey, why not, right? All right, everybody, until then, I will be back for part 82. Take care.